Hey there, Pastor Jerone here. How you doing? How's your fast coming? We're in the whole month of August fasting and praying, and we're seeking God to break forth in us and bring forth spiritual gifts in us. And today, I want to talk to you all about spiritual gift, one of the most powerful and profound spiritual gifts. And it's really a gift to the body of Christ. It's the gift of teaching. The gift of teaching. It's one of the things that's nearest to God's heart, because it deals with fathering, where it deals with didaskos. That is the Hebrew word, or the Greek word for teaching. In Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20, God says to you, He says, although I have fed you the bread of affliction, and I've given you also the waters of affliction, He says, yet I will not withhold from you, or I'm going to call forth the teachers that have been hidden from you, and you will see them with your own eyes. I believe that this is the day, and this has been a season for us for a while, without real true teachers and instructors, ones that are sent from God, those that have the gift of teaching, to break it down, to instruct, to give life, to father in teaching. And I noticed that there's a lot of people that's running from place to place. They're looking for fathers. They're looking for spiritual mothers. They're looking for spiritual fathers. They're looking for someone to mentor them, to instruct them, to show them the mind and the will of God. But God says that day is over for you, that time of searching. And even I, for a while, I was looking for another spiritual father. But you know what? I had a spiritual father, and he passed away. And I don't believe God is ever going to give me another spiritual father. Now, there's a lot of mentors. There's a lot of people who can mentor you. But a true spiritual father, you only get that once, I only had one father, and I buried my father about a year ago. And he passed away. So I can't claim someone else to be my father. I only have one father. When Elijah saw Elijah go up into heaven, he said, my father, the chariot of Israel and the horsemen thereof. After Elijah departed into heaven, you don't see Elijah running around calling anybody else a spiritual father, because there's not going to be any more of that. But God says to you that the time of instruction is coming up, and God is making you a teacher. God is making you an instructor. And teaching is awesome. When you look at Jesus's ministry, this is something that I'm putting in my new book, The Broken Strong Man, and it's like but anyway, when Jesus in his ministry, if you observe his ministry, you'll notice that when he was teaching, he sat down. You remember when he got on Peter's boat, and he told Peter, because the crowd was pressing him, and he got on the boat and he said, just launch out a little, and Jesus sat down and taught them. You'll notice when he was getting ready to do the discourse on the mountain in Matthew chapter 5, the Bible said he set himself. And now that Jesus is in heaven, He's seated at the right hand of the Father, because he is teaching and giving instruction through the Spirit of the Lord. And he's also interceding for us. But when Jesus preached, caruso, he stood up. Because in standing up, he brought forth, or he commanded. There was a demanding part. He cast out devils, he healed the sick, or he told people, he gave instructions to people, go wash in the pool of Siloam, go show yourself to the priest. That's when he was preaching. That's when he was carusos. But when he was didaskos, that is to father, to sit down and teach and instruct, he sat down and instructed them in the things of God. You'll notice something too, when Moses was leading Israel, and God was leading Moses and the Israelites through the wilderness, God the Father was in the cloud. And when the cloud rested at night, that was a time for teaching. But when it rose up, it was a time of going forward. And so Moses said, arise, O Lord, and let our enemies be scattered. When God stands up, your enemies better beware. But anyway, teaching is a powerful spiritual gift. It's an awesome gift. This teaching gift is not only for the church. It's not only for spiritual things, but it's also for